All right, we're going to welcome new East Burke High School head coach Chris Cogdill to the show. Coach, appreciate you coming on and chatting and talking a little football with us. How's things going?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Glad to do it. It's going really good. Just trying to get on my feet on the ground and get things running and kind of the way I want to see them ran and that kind of thing. But overall, it's going really good.
Well, you're going to a school that obviously has struggled in the last decade or so, but traditionally East Burke has been a really good football program and has put a lot of good teams out there throughout the years. I know that the community is really hungry for a winner. I know that they've worked hard in the past before you got there. I've seen a lot of improvements in recent years, I guess hopefully you've got the winning touch or maybe the one little piece of the ingredient maybe that can help get these guys over the hump.
Yeah, I hope so. One thing I told the administration during the interview process and the kids is that um, going all the way back to like 2019 or so when I was an assistant at Burns with Coach Devine, like we kind of came up with a off-season plan or whatever you want to call it that we kind of used to turn it around. We hadn't been very good in 2018. I think we were like 4-8, and we put this in play before the 2019 season. And I think that year we made it to the Western Finals and lost to Shelby in the Western Finals, and then kind of took that same plan with me to Chase and put that in place. And in 2022 we ended up being 12-1, made it to the third round. So I think it's proven that it works. I think the proof's in the pudding, so to speak, and that's kind of what we're using, the template we're going on. There's little tweaks here and there based off of your kids, and you got to make some little adjustments based off the things you see you need to work on. But overall, I think we have a good plan and putting that into place and just trying to get things started. And like you said, kind of find that one thing to get us over the hump. The record hadn't been real good at East Burke, but if you go dig a little deeper and you look at the games, they were 2-8 last year, but they lost 3 games by a touchdown or less.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're really, really close. We've talked to the kids about like, hey, we just got to get over this hump, and we've in these situations we've got to be able to make the plays that count. So that's a
Yeah,
big.
I've definitely seen East Burke get better in the past couple of years. You obvious improvement if you really dig deep into the film, kind of like you mentioned. They really played good football. Now, to maybe some of the fans in the eastern side of the county and in Burke County that maybe doesn't know a lot about you, you spent the last 5 seasons at Chase, had remarkable success. I think you went 35-10, about 70% of your games you won. But before that, you came from a really good Burns program. Maybe just introduce yourself or just tell a little bit about your background to some of the Burke County fans that don't know a whole lot about you.
Yeah, so I actually grew up in the mountains on the other side of Asheville in a town called Waynesville, North Carolina. Tuscola High School. I graduated from there in 1997, and that's a big football town. That's a big football area. The clash between Tuscola and Pisgah every year. It's one of the biggest games in the state of North Carolina. So that's kind of where I came from, and just kind of fell in love with high school football. Graduated from Appalachian State in 2001, and actually served as a teacher and an assistant coach at Burns from 2001 till 2019. Got the Chase job in literally 3 days before COVID shut down the
Yeah,
world.
I
So
remember
like I
that.
got there on March the 11th, and we went home on March the 13th. Like you said, I was there for 5 years. We were 35-18. Uh, we made it the second round in 2021 and the third round in 2022, and won the school's first conference championship since 1976 that year. So I was blessed just to have a good staff and a good group of kids, and looking forward to trying to duplicate some of that success at East Burke.
Now, what kind of style would you say? Every coach kind of has their own philosophy and things that kind of make them themselves. What kind of style or style of play can the fans expect to see from a Coach Cogdill coach team?
I told our kids all the time, like, I want us to be physical, I want us to be tough, and I want us to play hard. Like those things, kind of for me, are non-negotiables. I think we got tough kids at East Burke just from being around them for 4 or 5 weeks, so I think that's going to take care of itself. But I told the kids, like, one of the greatest compliments you can get as a head coach is when you're going through the handshake line and the other team says, "Man, coach, your kids played harder. Man, coach, your kids are physical." Like, that's something that we're really going to stress, and that's going to be really important to our success, I think.
Have you had an opportunity to start doing some after school workouts or getting in the weight room with these guys yet to kind of get a good glimpse of what kind of talent you have?
Yeah. Actually, most of my kids are in the weight room during the school day, so I've been around them for 4 or 5 weeks. I guess it'll be 5 weeks tomorrow. So I got to evaluate them a little bit here and there through different lifts and different agility drills that we do in the class. Yesterday, we actually went out after school and threw for the first time. And so I got to see some of our guys, like throwing, catching the ball, and kind of moving around on the field. So that was really good. And it's like I tell the kids all the time, like I'm constantly evaluating, like I'm constantly looking. You got to understand, I'm new. So like nothing in the past really holds any water to me, and everything is a constant evaluation. So I'm always telling them, like, I'm looking to see what you can do, what piece you are of the puzzle, and what you can do to make us successful.
Right. Last thing I'll throw out there, you mentioned evaluating the players, kind of putting those pieces to the puzzle. Have you been able to bring in some new coaches to the coaching staff and kind of put your stamp on the staff that's going to lead this program forward?
That's still a work in progress, I guess, would be the best way to put that.
Well, obviously, I know we've put some messages out there for you in the past, and we'll certainly do that anytime you need us to. If you're a good coach, give Coach here a call. We'll try to get coaches linked up, and we always just want to get programs the best they can be because I'm of the mindset. I just want high school football to be the best it can be in this state, not only from a competition standpoint, but I've always said it. Coaches are the ones out there on the front lines leading tomorrow's leaders, tomorrow's coaches, tomorrow's husbands and fathers and business leaders. So I've always looked at football as that vessel to get these young men to the next stage in life.
Yeah, I mean, obviously every coach wants to win. We're all trying to win, and let's call it like it is. Winning's important, but even more important than that is trying to make better people and better young men, and like you said, better husbands, better fathers, and just that character development that goes along with playing the game. I just think football is one of the greatest ways to teach that. There's not a lot of toughness in our society anymore, and football is just a great way to teach that trait or that skill.
I certainly agree, Coach. Well, Coach, Tuesday evening, I appreciate you coming on and just chatting a little bit and talking some high school football. You're welcome to come on at any time. If there's anything we can do to promote your program, by all means, let us know. But just appreciate some of your time this evening.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I really enjoyed it.
All right, Coach. Again, that is Coach Chris Cogdill, the new head football coach at East Burke High School. Hope to maybe put you on the schedule and come see you during my spring football tour throughout the spring and hopefully get an opportunity to see some of these young men, and we'll talk about them too. But until next time, Coach, we appreciate you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.